So I can't really say that I have one home on the web. I really exist on many different sites, if it's on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, and other video sites out there. And the big reason is that they're all pretty much free, except, as she mentioned, time is the most important factor. But at the end of the day, it is free advertising. It is a great way to get yourself out there. And if you have a brand that you want to share with others and get other people interested about, social media is still a very inexpensive way to go. And if you think that your brand or your product can't be social, you're absolutely wrong. If you look at these two guys, the first one is WD-40, who makes spray, oil spray, and they have a great social site. They're using a social network called Name, and they've created a social presence for themselves, where people upload images. They talk about what they do with their WD-40. God knows what they do. And then the other guys are Yellow Fella, who make treated wood. So I don't know. I can't think of anything more boring than wood. But enough people think that it's interesting to create a social network around it. And if there's one thing that is important, in this industry, especially with the affiliates, you guys have very cool products, very cool websites. So there's no reason that there shouldn't be some sort of a social presence around it. So take a look at these guys, get some ideas. These two images of these people, some of them, some of you may recognize them, some of you may not. The things that really are very common between them. The first fellow is Gary Vaynerchuk, who started a wine review blog. And he pretty much started from nothing. He had a small wine shop in New Jersey, and he started putting up videos every single day, a video of reviewing different wines, red wines, white wines, giving his feedback. And it just grew. It snowballed from there. He gave incredible reviews, very detailed, every single day. And then he started showing up on Conan O'Brien, different shows out there, and started being, they started asking him to come and present. So Gary Vaynerchuk, the one thing that he really did very well is to take that one thing that he understands and he knew better than pretty much anyone else out there is the wine industry, and he pretty much brought it to the social sphere. Another person to take a look at, and if you haven't seen their videos yet, look at iJustine. Google for iJustine on run a Google search on her, and you'll see that what she started doing is pretty much reviewing tech gadgets. She was a big fan of iPhone. She made some iPhone videos. She's actually a video editor, and that's her passion. She started doing a simple blog about that, and it pretty much snowballed from there. And these people, what they've really done is they stick to that one thing that they knew better than anybody else. And it's things that they like doing, so I guess for them it never really felt like hard work anyway. So these two people are people to look out for. And let's look at some local people who are on the right track. There's this thing about Israelis saying that they can't give each other respect, or they don't compliment each other enough, and that's exactly what I want to do here. These couple of people are doing amazing work in the socials within Israel. A good friend of mine, Kfir Pravda, who does video marketing and teaches other brands on how to market themselves using video. Hillel, who launched a site called Tech and Marketing, and I just got a call from Hillel saying that Cellcom and Orange have offered him different phones to review. So these people are doing exactly what they love. They're doing it on a blog that they created. Very simple, very easy to do. Ayelet Nof is doing amazing work teaching startups social marketing trends and strategies. And a good friend of mine, Ezra Butler, who recently joined 1938 Media, doing reviews of tech sites within Israel. So the key message is really do what you like, do what you know, and stick to that. Do it every single day. Try to put a post on it or a video, and good things will come from it. So there's basically two different methods that I know of that I think that you should know as well when it comes to new media marketing. There's pretty much the Guy Kawasaki approach, which is accumulate as many followers as quickly as possible while being nice enough not to be called a spammer. And then there's the targeted approach, where you can start following people, creating a small cluster of people within your industry, and try to become an industry follower or an industry leader within a specific niche. So those are the two different approaches. See which one works out best for you. When it comes to microblogging, there's Facebook out there. There's a lot of different microblogs. One thing to make your job a lot easier, instead of having to go through different microblogs and posting everywhere, is to take a look at a site called ping.fm, where you sign up for different sites, like it's Facebook, Twitter, all the other types of microblogs. and you post once and it pretty much broadcasts to everywhere. So you're saving a lot of time when it comes to using the right tools. If you're specifically on Twitter, you should take a look at WeFollow, which is, allows you to build up your follower base based on tags. So people put a tag on themselves depending on what they do on online. Other tools include tweetlater.com, which allows you to schedule tweets. So if you want to schedule a tweet for a certain hour where you're not online and you still want to keep your followers interested, you can check out Tweetlater. And if you're into video, if you're going to be producing video, take a look at tubemogul.com. And this is one that I use very, very often. I can't go to YouTube and Vimeo and Vidler and all these other video sites and upload everywhere. It just would take too long. So I upload once to tubemogul.com and it broadcasts everywhere. So how do you track the conversation? This is pretty much, I've been talking about how to create a conversation and how to spread the word everywhere. Well, how do you track all this noise? One great way is to check out friendfeed.com. And start following up on the conversation. It's going to aggregate all your social presences and it's going to help you save a lot of time, make sense of all the noise happening online. Another thing you should be doing, and surprisingly that's so rarely do, is to go into Google and do a blog search. A lot of people just search for the latest stuff on Google or in the news. Well, now there's the blog search, and as Miriam mentioned, there's the more options on Google, which allows you to search forums and to search reviews, so it's always growing. And another little tip that I've started doing, I actually get my news now through Twitter. I always look at, or I run a search on Twitter to see what people are talking about. I do search for something like breaking news and to see exactly what people are talking about real time, because no matter how good Google is right now, Twitter is just much quicker. So check that out. And board tracker, if you want to see what people are talking about on message boards. Message boards are still very, 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 very widely used. Forums and message boards. Check out board tracker. That's another site that I want you guys to look at. So a few quick things to keep in mind. If your market isn't on Twitter, then you probably shouldn't be either. If you're trying to reach brands or companies, a lot of these companies are sometimes more on LinkedIn or on more specialized or niche social networks. So don't waste your time where your market isn't. Find out very quickly where they are spending their time, where they're really participating. Even if it's a smaller site and that's where they do all their participation, focus your time on that particular site. And remember, it's social and not sales. And that's something that I know hurts when affiliate marketers hear that. So stop thinking about sales for a minute. Think about social. Think about accumulating or growing your friend base. And get yourself out there, present yourself, talk to people, let them know who you are, what you're all about, and that's going to help you grow. Learn from others. Social happens in the real world, such as events like today. Get involved in other blogs and sites. So there's people blogging about stuff all the time. Leaving a comment is still a great way to get yourself out there with a link back to your site. Don't forget that YouTube is the second largest US search engine. People are searching endlessly on YouTube. Try to get eyeballs off of YouTube and people interested in what you have to say by posting on YouTube. Make yourself available there. And what are the up-and-coming social networks? I can't prove that these are the top up-and-coming, but these are definitely some social networks to look out for. So there's Multiply.com, a social network with a heavy focus on sharing media. Blip FM, if you're a musician and you want to get your music out there, Blip FM, excellent stuff. Kick, for those who do a lot of live blogging. I saw some people here recording. So get yourself onto kick.com and grow your community on there as well.